Why does disappointment hit so hard? Why does it feel so overwhelming when things don't go as planned? And more importantly, how on earth do you move forward without getting stuck in frustration or self-doubt? Disappointment is inevitable in life, but staying stuck in it isn't. And the way you respond to setbacks has a massive impact on your mental health. So in this video, I'm sharing 5 practical ways to deal with disappointment that will actually help you move forward without toxic positivity, without pretending you're fine, and without getting trapped in a spiral of negativity. In fact, here's one quick tip right away. Before you do anything else, just let yourself feel the disappointment without trying to fix it instantly, because ignoring it won't make it go away. It'll just come back later, usually when you least expect it. So let's talk about disappointment and what to do about it. Hi, I'm Jeremy, a counselor and writer, and I focus on making better mental health simple by teaching you how to tackle issues and improve your mental well-being. I'm all about no-nonsense advice that actually works. Why does disappointment happen? So disappointment happens when reality doesn't match your expectations. Whether it's missing out on an opportunity, feeling let down by someone, or realizing that life isn't unfolding quite the way you'd hoped, disappointment can feel like a punch to the gut. And while some setbacks are small, like your favorite cafe running out of oat milk, others can shake your confidence to the core. But while you can't control every setback, you can control how you deal with it. And that makes all the difference to how you feel. Because when you handle disappointment in a healthy way, you stop it from damaging your self-esteem and mental well-being. So let's talk through 5 powerful ways to deal with life's disappointments and how to actually apply them. Acknowledge your feelings without getting stuck in them. Probably the most important step in dealing with disappointment is to actually let yourself feel it. Because as cheesy as it sounds, you have to feel it to heal it. Ignoring it or pretending you're fine when you're not, or distracting yourself with unhealthy coping mechanisms won't make it go away. It'll just resurface later, often in unhelpful ways or worse. So disappointment can trigger frustration, sadness, self-doubt, or even anger, and all of that is completely natural. The key is to acknowledge those feelings without letting them take over, which allows you to process what's happened rather than suppressing it. Sit with your emotions for a bit, journal about them, talk to someone you trust, or even just say to yourself, that really sucked and I'm allowed to be upset about it. But then, rather than dwelling indefinitely, choose to gently shift your focus to what you can do to move forward. Avoid the what-if spiral. It's easy to fall into an endless loop of what if I'd have done such and such differently, or what if I'd tried harder? But replaying the past is a fast track to nowhere. It's pointless and frustrating, like imagining an alternative ending to a movie you can't change. Redirect your energy and attention toward what is possible rather than getting stuck on what wasn't meant to be. You can do this by catching yourself when you start overanalyzing and consciously shifting your focus to what can I do now instead of letting yourself dwell. Separate the disappointment from your self-worth. Just because something didn't work out, that doesn't mean you're a failure. When disappointment hits, it's easy to internalize it. I wasn't good enough, or I should have done better. But setbacks don't define you. Reminding yourself of that fact helps because it stops you from turning a single event into a sweeping judgment about yourself. Reframe the situation. Instead of, I failed, try, this didn't work out, but that doesn't mean it never will. Or if you're dealing with an external situation that's disappointing, remind yourself that you still have control over what you choose to say and do. Consciously shift your focus to what you did well, what you learned, and what you can take forward. The way you talk to yourself in these moments matters, so be kind. Adjust your expectations without giving up hope. There's a huge difference between being realistic and being pessimistic. Managing disappointment doesn't mean lowering your expectations to avoid ever being let down. It means learning to balance hope with flexibility. This allows you to stay open to possibilities without setting yourself up for unnecessary frustration. Remind yourself that success isn't always a straight line, and that every situation has something to teach you. Sometimes the best things in life happen in ways you didn't expect. I didn't exactly love my breakdown back in 2011 and 2012, but it's what got me out of the corporate sector and into the work I do today. So something good definitely came from it. Keep focused on your goals, but stay open to different ways of reaching them. If you tend to struggle with optimism, check out episode 270, where I explore that topic in more detail. Find the lesson when you're ready. So not every disappointment comes with a deep life lesson, and honestly, sometimes things just suck. But in most cases, there's something valuable to take away from the experience. Choosing to focus on the lesson turns setbacks into opportunities for growth rather than just sources of frustration. You can do this by asking yourself, what can I learn from this? And how can I do things differently next time? But, and this is an important but, don't rush this step. If the wound is still fresh, give yourself time before trying to find meaning in it. Here's the thing. Disappointment is unavoidable, but staying stuck in it isn't. Every setback holds the potential for growth, if you allow yourself to see it that way. It's not always easy, but with each challenge you face, you build resilience, wisdom, and a deeper understanding of yourself. So when things don't go as planned, give yourself the space to process it, then remind yourself that you can move forward. You're far more capable than you might realize, and no single disappointment has the power to stop you unless you let it. Now let me know in the comments, how do you deal with disappointment? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you found this helpful, then hit like and subscribe for more practical mental health tips. And you can explore this topic further in my full podcast episode, available now on all platforms. Watch this video next for tips on how to stop overthinking. And thanks for joining me today. Take care and talk to you next time.